So this is unlike me to run about 3 videos in a week. It is quite draining. Like, oh boy, I'm spent. I'm doing this because my ladies out there are in need of it, and I just have to dish it out, right? And that is the reason why, that is the major reason why I want to create this video. And this video is on how to calculate your ovulation, how to count it by yourself. Now, there are many things associated with ovulation and many things associated with ovulation, and I tell you, even the ladies are sometimes confused about themselves, about their own gender. So we should be very appreciative when the guys are doing their best to understand us and live up to expectation, because you yourself don't even understand yourself. Yeah, I know. And even as a nurse, with the whole knowledge, sometimes your body twitches and you're like, what just happened now? Oh well, but because you have that knowledge, it's able to guide you through, right? Let's jump into the main deal. Follow me. You need to know your cycle. Alright, you need to know your cycle. That does not mean that sometimes there are twitches, sometimes there are just slight changes, alright, because of certain lifestyle, sometimes because of certain changes. So here we're not just looking at how to calculate or how to count, we're looking at how to run your safe period, how long does an egg last, an ovulated matured egg last, and how long does a sperm released into your vagina last. Alright, so all these things are that base data to which pregnancy occurs, to which fertility is attained or ascertained. So here we are going to assume this is BC. I hope nobody is answering BC. I guess not. Okay, it's a pleasure, right? Have your name up here. So this is Miss BC, and BC we can only run an August, September, and October calendar for BC. And now BC is a lady who have not given birth, a young lady in her 18 years, and need to get to know how her cycle looks like and how to run it, so that in later years she'll be able to stand so strong and confident and be like, this is the number, this is my cycle, this is how it rolls. Alright, so BC has a 28-day cycle. What do we mean by cycle? Cycle is more like something that occurs and reoccurs. It keeps occurring. At the end of one cycle, another one starts immediately. That is what cycle means. So, in other words, it means that this month is going to show a cycle connecting to this month. This month shows another cycle connecting to this particular month. And when that cycle breaks, we can only point fingers at certain things, which I'm still going to talk about here. Certain maybe disorders or abnormalities, or in other words, normal stuffs, like pregnancy. But we're going to look at everything, the abnormalities and all. So if you are going to stick with me, then you're good to go. We are good to go. And now BC, because menstruation, we wouldn't be looking at ovulation, menstruation, because a cycle is not complete if you don't look at both of them, right? So now BC's cycle consists of ovulation and menstruation, and we are going to tag BC because the normal time you're supposed to see blood is from 4 to 7 days. So if anything happens and you are now seeing your blood and it is more than this 4 to 7 days, we may have to check if you're hemophilic and something else is happening, maybe an infection or something like that. So you definitely are going to see your blood 4 days, at least 4 days, 5, 6, 7. If you're seeing your blood for like 9 days, 10 days, 11, 12, we have to rush you to the hospital and check if you're still okay or not, right? So I don't know, but you guys should not trivialize issues like this. If you find out you're bleeding more than unusual, please find yourself in the hospital and help yourselves. All right, So now, still assuming, because we don't have any BC here, let's say BC started her first menstruation in the month of August, the 23rd. She started the 23rd. Then she saw her blood, she saw her flow, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, making it 4 days. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, making it 4 days complete. So today was the last day. She cleaned up herself and she made herself comfortable, right? So on the 26th she finished up. So from this point we can actually get our ovulation. When is the next time that BC is likely to ovulate? When is that next time? So how do we get it? Now, after the menstruation phase, there is such a thing called the proliferative phase. This is when the follicles are built or start gaining maturity in order to release another egg, and that is 14 days from the very first day of your menses. 14 days. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here I'm gonna use a blue biro that we got it on the 5th, right? So this is the 14th day or something. But we have to also give some space in case Mama Nkechi worked so hard and no, we are using BC. BC worked so hard and she was tired. Then there is a high possibility that this ovulation may happen before or after this 5th. So we give 2 days assumption, this and this, then back 2 days assumption. What if? These are the what ifs, but this is the actual ovulation date, right? But these are the what ifs. This the what ifs. The what ifs. What if something happened? What if she jumped so hard? Don't mind me, brethren, don't mind me. She jumped so hard that she lay an egg, right? So how does BC? Now remember, this is the major ovulation day. My blue bar. This is the major ovulation day. Alright. Now how does BC know that? Okay, in September I should be expecting my next period on so day. How? Remember, I said something about cycle. Right? So if you have never started before, now for people that have started, you understand what I'm saying about 28 days. If you have never started taking record before, you can start right now. So if you are able to remember the first time you had last month, you can just go to a calendar, tick it, maybe with a red biro like I'm doing right now. Tick it, right? And then you just wait. Next month, when you're having yours, the first day, tick it again. Now from the first day of the first one, you're going to count till you get to the first day of the second one. That is it. The first day of the menses, the first day of last month's menses, you're gonna count. Then the first day of the current month menses, that is your cycle. So you may be getting like 28 day cycle, you'll be getting like 29 day cycle, depending on when you had it last month and when you had it in September or when you had it in October, right? So we're going to count now. Remember, I said BC has 28 days cycle. We assumed it together, right? 28 days cycle. BC has 28 days cycle. So because it is already given to us that she has 28 days cycle, we're going to count from here. Count 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So this is the next time that BC is going to be seeing her menstruation again. So definitely she's gonna make, keep herself ready, put her pad inside and run along with it. Now she's gonna have 4 days here. Now sometimes it differs. You may have 4 days seeing your menstruation last month, and now this month you find out that you saw it like 5 days. You don't have any issue, you don't have any problem. All right, so BC got hers. Just ensure that you keep up with the trend of keeping your records and being accurate with keeping your records. All right, so now, and BC had it all the way down to this time, which is the 22nd. So we're gonna mark it complete. So she completed. So remember, we're gonna run the ovulation period for October. So we'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So she's gonna be having it on the 2nd of October. This is the actual 14th day. Proliferative phase finishes up and follicles ready for giving out the egg, and then on the 14th day. So that is the reason why I am counting 14, because proliferative phase finishes up and matured eggs are ready for letting out the egg in them. Matured follicles are ready to give out the eggs in them, or an egg, because it is just one egg, unless for people that are going to give birth to twins. On the 14th day, all this happens, right? So do not miss yourself. Do not get lost in this. So this is the ovulation day in October. So I can actually get the ovulation day for this person, for this August. Take a look at my August. There is no S there. My goodness, I was actually rushing out. Yeah, so I can actually get it, but let's finish up here. So how do I get the next time that BC will be having her next menstruation? Very simple, like I did the previous time. So you're gonna count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So this lady is gonna be having the next one on the 16th of October 2024. Right. So here we will be making a discuss on how do we check the safe period. It is very simple. Now, before I talk about how, I'm going to let us understand that you see, the egg can only stay for 24 hours after it's released. 24 good hours after it has been released. And after that, and nothing is forthcoming, nothing is happening, it starts degrading, it starts going bad, right? And we start seeing, there will be shedding off of there'll be shedding off of the functional layer of the uterus. Functional layer, certain mucus will be secreted. That follicle is just gonna go bad because the follicle was hoping that this is the chosen egg, this is the chosen one, this is the seeker. This is Otto, this is Smurlin. But at the very end, you were like, no, I am not going to let anybody in. And at the end of the day, nobody entered, and the egg just gonna deteriorate, and everything you see in your menstruation, right? But what I'm trying to put here is maximum. Listen, brethren, maximum, because you don't know the exact time that this egg was released. We are not inside of you, unless people that experiences sharp pain and all, because you don't know the exact moment, whether it's 6:55 of September 5 that this egg was released. You have to assume that 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, we should not do any funny thing. In fact, 6, 7, and 8, you should not do any funny thing, because there are likelihood that due to certain lifestyles, certain body makeup, and age, stress, many other things, hormonal imbalances that we see happening in the lives of many ladies out there, keeping them in that mood disorder, bipolar disorder. You find out that they act weird, and those times, most times, ovulation does not occur on that 14. Ovulation will now jump to the 15th, to the 16th, and because ovulation may jump to the 15th day or the 16th day, you try as much as possible to give enough space. If your day 14, like we calculated for September, is 5th, if your day 14, this is a lecture, you don't need to see my face. For people that are like, why am I not showing? You don't need my face for anything. Listen. So this is day 14th. Here is day 14th, right? Here is day 14. Now, that's from the first day you saw your menses in August. This is the 14th day. So you can count if you want to. Now, this is the day that we anticipated for ovulation to take place. Now, because in Nigeria there is no rest, you have to work for every penny you spend. There are likelihood that stress is going to make you ovulate earlier or later. It's going to make you ovulate earlier. It's going to make you ovulate later. So that is the reason why we try as much as possible to give certain space. And I'm saying that for me, I would even say this second should be in view. Nobody's gonna touch me. My husband's not gonna touch me on this day, and this day without protection. If he is not ready to have a child, or if we are not ready to have a child, now after 8, I can do whatever I want to do, right? Without protection or with protection. Anyhow you want it. So we can go the whole way, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now many people are like, yes, you can have it all the way till, here. But remember, now this is where we need to put a caution up. Remember that certain people tend to ovulate when they are menstruating, and this is because of the of certain hormonal imbalances. Many people, when they are menstruating, their hormones start acting up. So because of this, I do not advise you to have sex when you're close to your menstruation day, right? When you're close to your menstruation day, I do not advise you to have sex during that time. So you can have sex after menstruation, and of course we have to keep in mind that the shelf life of sperm must be considered. And what is the shelf life of sperm? Follow me. So what does safe period looks like? What does it look like? I said earlier, if I were this person, I would not try it. I wouldn't try it here, right? So I may even think of considering having sex with my husband from the 10th day without protection. Now, another thing that is going to influence us having sex. Now you may be like, see all this day, feel nothing is happening here. See all this day. And I said earlier that you may not want to have sex, that's menstruation period, because number one, it's nasty, right? It's very nasty. And about the hormonal stuff, you might see yourself ovulating in that period. You may see yourself ovulating in that period. It's quite funny, but it happens in most ladies. Be careful. Now, I'm still gonna tell you, everyone's like, so how do I now cope? Is it that I cannot do? You can, just hold up. All right, so now I can only have sex unprotected 10, 11, 12, 13, at most 14th of September with no protection, right? You need to know your husband, right? You need to know him. You need to know how agile he is. But all right, brethren, let's be serious. Okay, I said if I were this lady, I would only have sex up till here without protection, right? So because the sperm has the ability to stay in a woman looking for an egg, in the uterus looking for an egg, in the fallopian tube looking for an egg to fertilize after it has been released. What am I saying in essence? If you had sex this day, the sperm that was released inside of you has the ability to stay till about this day or this day. I don't know if you understand. So in essence, I mean to say that sperm release can stay up to 5 to 7 days. Now, many people are like, hey, what are you trying to say? Now, this is depending on that man that you are, looking up to his sperm. Does this man have quality sperm? If he has quality sperm, then yes. If he does not have quality sperm, then he may not have what it takes to keep the sperm alive in your uterus with the whole secretion there and the whole army trying to fight every sperm living. So I would say yes to that. But if this man has real quality sperm, the sperm can thrive up until this day or this day. So the reason why I said I would only have sex from this day up until this day, or from this day up until this day, and not even bother trying this day is because sperm can stay up to 5 days, up to 6 days, up to 7 days. And I don't want to take chances, right? Because there are possibility that ovulation can occur in these days, which are that day you see your period, and you don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen because of certain hormonal changes. So this is the reason why anybody that wants to make use of this, so I would just advise the person to make use of cervical mucus. Checking your cervical mucus. When that cervical mucus is very thin, very, very thin, like you can stretch it all the way to heaven. No, not heaven, but yeah, you can stretch it all the way, a long way, right? So when you find out that this mucus is that way, it is thin, it is stretchy, right? I don't mean when you have infection. I mean when you're healthy and you are checking this. So when it is that way, just know that ovulation has occurred. And you're gonna be like, how will I now know when I am menstruating? Because hey, some people actually have sex when they are menstruating. I mean, I did a video on that, right? So sometimes I'm not gonna be like, how do I now do this when I'm menstruating? How do I run it? How do I run it? Yes, you can still run it. That is when you are going to apply other form of family planning that is not hormonal. That's for people that want to meet with your husband, but they don't want to take in, they don't want to conceive. So you can make use of your spermicide, you can make use of your condoms just for that moment, right? So with this few points of mine, I love you all, and I do love you all. All right. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll be there to answer you. All right. God bless you all.